More than 16 million Americans are living with a disease caused by smoking. For every person who dies because of smoking, at least 30 people live with a smoke related illness. Gen Z was most likely to stop smoking or consuming nicotine, but just as soon as that hope started, the Juul came and ended it. My name is Ashley Godfrey. I'm a freshman student at the University of Missouri, and I am here today to persuade the young and the old alike to quit smoking. I have firsthand seen the consequences of smoking, not only to the person smoking, but the effects of secondhand smoke. Smoking is harmful not only to your body, but to the people around you. Is that 2 hour buzz really worth the lifelong damage? I will talk to you about the different types of smoking methods, secondhand smoke, and the health effects of smoking. First, I would like to explain the different types of smoking methods. The most traditional way to smoke is a cigarette. The cigarette is made of hundreds of chemicals, tobacco, a filter, and then a paper that wraps it all together. The FDA put out a list of 93 harmful chemicals linked to the most health problems years ago from smoking, but this has not stopped smokers from getting their next pack. In tobacco, there is a chemical that everyone knows, nicotine. Nicotine is what makes smoking addictive because it gives that temporary buzz. There are 2 different types of common cigarettes in the United States: those containing menthol and cigarettes that do not. According to the CDC's website, tobacco companies add menthol to make cigarettes seem less harsh and more appealing to new and young smokers. The menthol flavor is minty, that's what makes it less harsh. Menthol cigarettes are not any better for your health than those that do not have it. The most common way of smoking for younger generations like millennials and Gen Z is vaping or e-cigarettes. The start of e-cigarettes came around about the mid 2000s. They were made to help smokers quit smoking. I personally remember my parents getting their first e-cigarette. They were prescribed by their doctor to help them quit. It was nothing like we see today. It didn't light up. It wasn't cool or anything. It just received nicotine without the large number of chemicals from cigarettes. These electronic nicotine delivery systems, also known as ENDS, are non-combustible. According to the FDA's website, these products use an e-liquid that may contain nicotine, as well as varying composites of flavoring chemicals and other ingredients. The liquid is heated to create an aerosol that users inhale. Although these products were made to end smoking, it ended up being a starting place for many teens. These nicotine products usually contain a lot of sweet flavors that appeal to younger audiences. The Juul came increasingly popular amongst underage smokers due to its small size and bright colors, but also its sweet common flavors that appeal to them. 1 pod is equal to 1 pack of cigarettes. Many may argue that the nationwide ruling of purchasing tobacco to 21 years or older can be put to blame due to e-cigarettes or vaping. There are other ways to get the nicotine buzz, such as dip, snuff, hookah, or e-cigarettes, but these are the most relevant forms are through cigarettes or vapes. None of these options are any better than the other for your health, but they really just create different health problems. Next, I would like to speak to you about the secondhand effects of smoking and how smoking impacts those around you. You may not be too worried about your health, but what about the people around you? This may give you reason to stop smoking because your children, nieces, nephew, grandparents, or your friends are going to suffer your health consequences too. Secondhand smoking, according to the American Cancer Society's website, is described as smoke from the lighted end of a cigarette, pipe, or cigar, or tobacco burning in a hookah. This type of smoke has higher concentrations of cancer-causing agents and is more toxic than mainstream smoke. It also has smaller particles than mainstream smoke. These smaller particles make it easier to get into the lungs and the body cells. According to the CDC's website, secondhand smoke exposure contributes to approximately 41,000 deaths in America and nearly 400 deaths in infants each year. Babies and children that are exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to become sick with ear infections, pneumonia, or other respiratory infections. Young babies are more likely to die from SIDS when being around secondhand smoke. If your child has asthma, being around secondhand smoke may cause an asthma attack, but It is not only bad for your children, but adults, because secondhand smoke is linked to several types of cancer. If you are smoking around someone who has a compromised immune system, a child, or, just someone who is trying to be healthy, you should think about what you're doing to their health as well. Smoke travels through vents, under doors, and down hallways. Smoking in another room or in the garage will not eliminate the consequences of secondhand smoking to those around you. The only way to eliminate secondhand smoke is to go outside. And if you are outside, you need to leave your group of peers and be in a different area. I have firsthand seen the consequences of being exposed to secondhand smoke. I have struggled with asthma my entire life. My parents constantly smoked in our house, no matter if it was in the living room, bathrooms, bedrooms, kitchen, even in the car with my siblings and I. I had to do breathing treatments pretty irregularly because of my asthma when I was growing up. My younger brother frequently got earaches, at least 2 a year. But thankfully, after much nagging from the doctors, me, and my siblings, my parents stopped smoking when I was about 12. I was happy for them because personally I wanted them to quit smoking because cancer runs in our family. Several years go by and without even noticing, the health of my parents and myself improved tremendously. I vividly remember going to the doctors when I was 17 for a regular checkup. The doctor asked me, "Hey, what did you do 5 years ago to change your health?" I sat there for a long time and I thought, honestly, I don't know. I moved my bedroom from upstairs to downstairs. The doctor laughed and she said, "Although that's very exciting, I don't think that will quite do it." Then literally all of a sudden it came to me and I just looked her in the eyes. I said, "My parents stopped smoking not only in the house but altogether." We had an aha moment when we realized how much I had been the doctor for my asthma before my parents were smoking around me. I legitimately got chills down my arms knowing that the reason I was sick so much as a kid was because my parents were smoking around me. If smoking does not bother you, you should think about what it does to the people around you and the children that you're around because you are jeopardizing their health as well. Finally, I would like to talk about the effects of smoking on yourself. According to the smokefree.gov, smoking impacts your brain, face, ears, eyes, mouth, heart, blood, fatty deposits, lung, DNA, hormones, belly, estrogen levels. Everyone knows that smoking is linked to lung cancer, but it is also linked to mouth, kidney, liver, bladder, stomach, and colon cancers, to name a few of them. Smoking is a direct link to heart disease. Smoking lowers your HDL, clots your blood, causing blockage in your heart, harms blood vessels, and builds up fat, all of which increase your risk of heart disease. Another common risk is COPD. The longer you smoke, the worse your COPD gets. It is a long-term lung disease. It is also the third leading cause of death in America. You know what number one is? Heart disease. It is a slow, painful death as it lasts very long, and often people find themselves having trouble breathing constantly throughout daily tasks. Smoking even has health risks to your reproductive health. Women who are trying to get pregnant and smoke often have a much lesser chance than those who do not smoke. If you are smoking and you get pregnant, you have a much greater chance to have a miscarriage, early delivery, C-section, or a stillborn baby. Men smoking can cause low sperm count and erectile dysfunction. Smoking does not only ruin your health, but it also has a cost to your wallet. If you smoke a pack per day, you will be spending over $2,000 per year on cigarettes. That is the deposit on the car or 2 new iPhones or a brand new MacBook. Not only are you hurting your health, but you're literally wasting thousands of dollars. As I told you before, my parents smoked around me, but they had been smoking for almost 30 years when they stopped. Now, even 7 years later, after my parents stopped smoking, my mom suffers from renal kidney failure and heart disease. My stepfather passed away from lung cancer in 2017. That was only 5 years after he quit. The consequences of smoking last long term. Today, I talked to you about what smoking is, the different types of smoking, and the smoke that we see in America today. I especially emphasized on you about smoking in young adults that are prominent. I explained secondhand smoking. I told you about the harmful consequences around others. Lastly, I pressed the risks that smoking gives to you. But there is good news. According to the Oxford Medicine, health benefits start within 24 hours of stop smoking. We were the generation that was projected to stop smoking, so let's stop it.